Life build and Tonkiness you not hear often in one sentence. I made a build that can compete with CI builds in terms of Tonkiness and damage. As always, you can AFK on tier 17 maps and not die to it. Ubers will melt like normal versions, while you can facetank them very easily. Although this is not our final form, this is my life stacking Smite of Divine Judgment Chieftain. What's up guys, Pidget here. Our skill choice is Smite of Divine Judgment. You attack with your melee weapon and cause lightning to strike nearby enemies and dealing damage in area. This skill can double hit with additional strikes. This is why you need to slightly position yourself away from the target that you're hitting. The base damage is coming from life stacking, and we will use a new unique weapon, Grey Wind Unique Axe. Attacks with this weapon have added fire damage equal to percentage of players' maximum life. This is like Emerald Edge, just life version. This weapon will turn into a 2.4k elemental DPS weapon, which is kinda insane if you considering it. This is not even our final form. Using another newly added unique amulet, Foulborn Xop's Blood. This will grant us damage and Tonkiness at the same time. The mods we looking of this amulet is the following: physical damage from hits taken as fire damage and elemental overload. Yes, this is the keystone. This will grant us the elemental overload keystone, which is granting us 30% more damage if you dealt a critical strike recently, which we can do very easily because we have like 10% crit chance, and landing a critical strike with that much critical chance is not a big deal 4 seconds while you just posting. The damage is set, only the Tonkiness is missing. Part of the defensive layers already covered with life stacking. Currently I have 50k in life, 3.5k life regen, thanks for the Enduring Cry, which has 100% uptime and can be used on left click, so you don't have to worry about if it falls off or not. It will just automate itself because you just holding down your left click and it will goes away very quickly, and I can say it's not very noticeable while you Enduring Crying while you mapping. This will also providing us 5 endurance charges, which also has 100% uptime as well. We have very high life leech on top of this as well, around 3k. If we are adding together these two, we will have 6.5k recovery, making us very hard to kill. Also, because we are a life-based build, we can use Defiance of Destiny unique amulet. This amulet will make us almost immortal while mapping, and you can also use it in Uber boss fights, AFK if you want, and also on tier 17 maps as well, because of how this amulet works. Every single time when you take a hit, the game will calculate the damage before you even taking the damage, and it will recover back for missing health to the corresponding number on the amulet. So this is why this amulet making us almost immortal. Even on, as you can see here in Uber boss fight, I can just stand still and not die to it. Let's see the key items what we using in this build. So guys, we using Grey Wind Unique Axe, and this is get added this league, and by the way this is pretty damn cheap, around like 30k before I was started making the build. Only reason we care about this because there is a line: attack with this weapon have added fire damage equal to 12% of players maximum life. So this is Emerald Edge, just a life version, although this is also giving us +5 to maximum rage, although this has a roll as well, -5 and +5 as well. So if you want to get the, I would say, perfect roll on it, you can pay like 30k and call it a day. Although we do not care about the fire damage increase because we have a lot of percentage damage increase already. You will see in a second why I'm saying that. And I finished up this one with quality does not increase, physical damage increase, attack speed per 8% quality, because this weapon sadly it's a 1.3 attack per second base weapon, which is kind of slow, so this is increasing a little bit further, so this is like 2% more damage. First I want to cover the life stacking part. So we achieving this with the Apostate unique body armor. This will provides us gain maximum life instead of maximum energy shield from equip armor items. This means every single item that has energy shield, it will add it as maximum life, and that is getting boosted by your percentage maximum life from your tree. And now if you taking a look on my gloves, on my boots, you can see here, and even on my helmet, on my shield, we have a lot of energy shield and life as well. Aiming on your items, life and energy shield, especially on your gloves and your boots. We using Rotative Globe unique shield. The only line we care about these guys, 5% increase spell damage per 100 players maximum health. So this granting us a lot. I mean a lot of spell damage, literally 755%. So with my current setup. So this is why I'm saying the percentage damage increase, it's not really odds anything. Now the spell damage alone is not gives you damage on its own. But if you're using the Crown of Eyes unique helmet, this will increase and reduction to spell damage also applies to attack at 150% of their value. It's a lot of damage as extra, so this is why we're using this helmet and the Rotive Globe together. And also this helmet provides us Mono Leech as well, which is very welcomed in this build, because this is the way how we can sustain our mono, and gives us Leech as well. Now the next thing is, here we're using the Xoph blood unique amulet with the Foulborn's mod, physical damage taken from hits taken as fire damage, and also elemental overload. So I don't think I need to present to you the physical damage taken as fire. We was using these ones many times before they was nerfing it, so that is granting us a lot of physical damage reduction, and because we're stacking a lot of fire resistance and also maximum fire as you can see here, we have 84% fire maximum, and I have Ruby Flask as well, so if I'm using it, I have almost 90% maximum fire res, so this is a very big damage reduction. And also we're getting the Elemental Overload Keystone, that is grants us 40% more elemental damage with hits if you dealt a critical strike recently. And we have like 10% crit chance, so it's not a big deal to just land a critical strike on the target that we're hitting, so this has a very nice uptime as well. And we're anointing Whispers of Doom, and you will see why we're anointing this one. And the next piece, very important guys, we're using the Enmity's Embrace. So maybe you not even heard about this ring, because this got added last league and not many people was using it. We just need to increase our fire resistance and we were getting fire penetration. So by the way, this ring currently gives me like almost 40% more damage, because on our gear I just only getting fire and chaos res, and that's it. Not even other resistance rolls, as you can see here, no resistance roll here, only fire res. And by the way, because we're playing a Chieftain, we can easily overcap our resistance and cap the other resistances as well, because modifiers to fire resistance also apply to cold and lightning resistance at 50% of their value. So you just stacking fire res and you can get, as you can see, very high resistances on the other resistance numbers as well. And this ring here provides you a tons of damage, and also it's reducing, by the way, your overall fire resistance. So try to get the best roll, 65, that is the best roll, because that is very important, because if you getting a higher reduce, then you will deal less damage, simple as that. So keeping this one in mind, guys. The passive tree is very interesting. Let's start with the Javers, guys. So I want to start with the clusters. One cluster here, Gladiator Fortitude, Martial Prowess, and Veteran Defender. Although we're not taking the Veteran Defender, we're just taking the Gladiator's Fortitude and the Martial Prowess. Another notable for accuracy rating and attack speed, which is very nice. And I'm using here two unique Javers split personality with intelligence and maximum life. The reason for intelligence, because once again on the left side of the tree, for whatever reason of this zone, we not have enough intelligence, so we would need 177 intelligence. We reaching that, even overshooting that a little bit, because the way how this is works, and this will provide you a tons of extra HP as. And the other side, we're using the same cluster Javel with Gladiator's Fortitude, Martial Prowess, and Veteran Defender. This time we're taking the Veteran Defender as well. We're using here a Forbidden Flame and Flash Javel with Crave the Slaughter. Crave the Slaughter, let me show you. Every rage also grants 1% attack speed, and inherent rage loss starts 2 seconds later. This is why we can have basically permanent uptime on the rage, And also it will provide us, as you can see here, a lot of attack speed as well, which is very, very welcomed when your weapon attack speed is that low. So this is, by the way, was very, very cheap. I was paying like 60 KS, 60 KS, so 120 KS for this one. We using here Foulborn, the Red Dream unique javelin, and positive grants fire resistance or all elemental resistance in radius, also grants increase maximum life at 75% of its value. So this javelin is granting us 37% increased life, which is pretty nice. And you need to transform all of the strength nodes here to fire resistance, which is, by the way, granting you even more damage because that is fire penetration because of the ring. Also maximum life, as you can see here, 4% maximum life, and making much more easier to cap our resistances. And also this javelin is also affecting this one, the all elemental resistance here and all elemental resistance here as well, which is very, very welcomed. And we're using here a very easily obtainable javelin with brute force solution. This is transforming the strength to intelligence. This is very, very needed, guys, once again, because if I removing it, you can see here it's breaking immediately. So this is why I need to put this one in and use it as it. And another unique javelin, there is a lot of unique javelin in this build. We're using a Watcher Eye with increased attack speed while affected by precision and chaos resistance while affected by purity of elements, because we're using purity of elements and purity of fire, you will see in a second, and also precision as well. So this is how we capping our resistances and overcapping our fire res and getting maximum resistance to the build. And this was very, very cheap, I feel like, so like 6 or 7 divine, which is pretty damn nice. Although if you on a tight budget, you can use just the chaos resistance, because the chaos res is very, very tight on this character, because we're using a lot of unique items, right? And it will be very, very, if it's not impossible, to cap your chaos res otherwise. We will use here the Toughts cleansing water. We was talking about this one, why we're using it, and because we're playing Chieftain, we can use Valako Storm Embrace. Modifiers to maximum fire res also apply to maximum cold and lightning resistance. Sivan Sun's Roll. This is making our Warcry has much better buff effect and also infinite power. That means every single time when you Warcrying, it will counting as the maximum power. And you can see here, we can easily just Warcry while there is no nearby enemy, even in our hideout, and gain all the benefits from our Warcry. And using here Tukomaha War's Herald, which is granting us the level 30 Ancestral Call, because we're using a strike skill, we're not using a slam skill, not the Fist of War. So level 30 Ancestral Call, this is fixing our additional strikes, and this gives us 2 additional strike, which means a very, very nice clear, and also helping for the signal target as well. Gems and gem links, guys. So let's start with our main link once again. Smite of Divine Judgment. I got, guys, the level 21 version of this, and also the VAL version is not worth, guys. I will tell you why. Because our damage, majority of our damage is fire damage, right? You can see here 178k. Why we only getting like 2k lightning damage? So the thing is, guys, this is not worth to get the VAL version. It's much better just get the level 21 version and deal much more damage. We're using here a multi-strike with elemental damage with attack support, inspiration to lower down our cost, and also it gives us, inspiration charge, which is increasing our critical chance, so we can have better uptime on the elemental overload in the boss fight. And we're using awakened elemental focus support, because this gives us tons of damage, and also it granting us +1 to our skill. So this is why it's level 22 right now, and I'm using here faster attacks. I know, guys, it's very weird, but this is correct. So the reason why this is correct, because this weapon, once again, it's very, very slow, right? So this is compensate all of the problems that the weapon have, and also increasing your overall DPS. This is correct, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's very, very weird and very, very old school using faster attacks, but I was very surprised POB was giving me this one as almost the best one. In our gloves, we using Arctic Armor, Purity of Elements, Enlighten level 3, and Purity of Fire. And we using in the boots Poacher Mark, Mark on Hit. Very, very important, guys. Get quality, guys. on it because this will provide you 5% chance to gain a frenzy charge when you hit the target. So this is how you sustaining frenzy charges in a boss fight. Absolutely important, guys. Do not forget this one. We're using here Flame Dash and Flammability as our second curse. This is why we're using Whispers of Doom on our amulet while on a boss fight. So keeping this in mind. Although while mapping, guys, I just not even using my curses or anything. This is just proccing and whatever, basically, because our damage is much higher than it requires for normal content already, even with single curse. In our shield, we're using faster attacks, leap slam, and momentum. Although you can use shield charge if you want to, absolutely easily, but I settled down the leap slam because I was using shield charge many times now, so I was just wanted to get a different movement skill. And in the helmet, we're using Ensha level 4, Enduring Cry, more duration, and urgent orders. So the reason for it, this is why I can have permanent uptime on my Enduring Cry buff. You can see here it's not falling off. See, absolutely, you can see, right? I just holding down my left click even right now, and you have 100% uptime. And the reason why on left click, because I don't want to press every single time a different button, and I'm using this one as moving around. And honestly, guys, it's not annoying at all because we have a lot of Warcry speed. And also by mapping, you just not even noticing that much. You just stopping for a second, not even for a second, and getting the buff, which is, by the way, providing us, guys, 3.2k life regen. If you're standing still, you have 3.5k life regen, which is pretty damn nice in my opinion. So that's the reason for it. And in the weapon, guys, we're using Arrogance with Precision, very important. The reason for Arrogance, because this is a flat reservation. So if I looking at this, is 373 life reserved, which is at this level of HP is nothing. Literally, we're reserving like 1 or 2% of our life, so it's not a big deal in my opinion, and it's providing us a lot of accuracy rating, and also because Arrogance is increasing the aura effect, this is granting us even more accuracy rating, which is very welcomed, and also crit chance, because once again, guys, of the elemental overload, we want a slight crit chance so we can proc it as well. What can I say, guys, about this build? So when I first time see in the axe, I was immediately, okay, this is Amphiral Edge, but life version. I need to make a build around this. It's just literally SMITE Trickster from last league. So I kind of surprised nobody was even putting together a build with this. Build is just insane as a life-based build. So technically speaking, if I could change my color to energy shield, you would say this is an energy shield build. Because honestly, normally when you're stacking life, it's just very clunky builds coming out, like the life sacrifice build that is literally you running around like 1k life sometimes because you using all of your life and so on. So yeah, but this build is just insane, and kinda confirming it, this is how much change it would need on the tree and on percentage life gain to compete with CI builds, because this build can absolutely compete with CI's build in damage and in Tonkiness as well. So this was my life stacking Smite of Divine Judgment Chieftain. Once again, guys, I'm saying it, this is not our final form. We're missing like 20-30% of our damage, a little bit more life, so there is a lot of room to improve. So this is just I was just wanted to show you what I was working on it, and in the following days I will update the guide, and also will finalizing the whole POB and so on. So yeah, till then, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidget2. Thanks for watching. I was Pidget. See you next time.